And you won't do that because you think you're perfect or because you've stopped growing. You will do that because you finally understand yourself enough to stop treating your personality, your emotions, your needs, your wiring like flaws that have to constantly be explained away to somebody else. Welcome to the Bounce Back Black Woman podcast. I'm Dell, coach, author, mom, and your sister along this journey of healing, growth, resilience, and living more intentionally. As Black women, we know all too well that life can break our hearts in more ways than one. But here in this space, we heal, grow, rebuild, and bounce back together. Because it's not just you. It's not just me. It's us. Hey there, my friend, and welcome back to Bounce Back Black Woman. In our last episode, you'll remember that we talked about why it is that self-awareness changes everything, and how understanding yourself honestly can impact your healing, your boundaries, your relationships, your emotional patterns, and even the choices that you make moving forward in your life. But today I want to take that conversation even another step further. Because awareness by itself is powerful, yes. But eventually awareness is supposed to lead us somewhere. And one of the places that awareness should lead us is toward confidence. And I'm not talking about performative confidence, not arrogance, not pretending, not being louder than everybody else in the room. I'm talking about the kind of confidence that comes from finally understanding yourself deeply enough that you stop questioning, reinventing, and even fighting who you are. And that kind of confidence changes everything. Because once awareness meets that confidence, you stop living quite so reactively to everyone and everything. You stop shape-shifting yourself quite as much. You stop apologizing for your existence quite so often. And you start making more intentional choices that align actually with the woman that you are and the woman that you are becoming. So today I want to talk about what actually starts changing when awareness meets confidence. One of the things that you'll see happening when awareness meets confidence is this. You will stop apologizing for who you are. And you won't do that because you think you're perfect or because you've stopped growing. You will do that because you finally understand yourself enough to stop treating your personality, your emotions, your needs, your wiring like flaws that have to constantly be explained away to somebody else. And honestly, my friend, many women, including me, have spent years shrinking themselves, trying to be easier for other people to handle. Smaller, quieter, less emotional, less ambitious, less expressive, less direct, less sensitive, less too much, in air quotes. But awareness is what begins to change that. Because once you begin understanding and being aware of your personality, your emotional needs, your communication style, your strengths, your triggers, your values, and how God uniquely wired you, you stop automatically assuming that something is wrong with you just because someone else doesn't fully understand you. And I want to be clear. This applies professionally as well. Sometimes awareness helps you realize that you keep applying for roles that drain the life out of you because you keep trying to force yourself into environments that just don't fit who you actually are. And wow, that realization is powerful, and it rescues you from a feeling of not being enough or good enough or blank enough. Fill in the blank with whatever it is. Because confidence doesn't always mean becoming more of something. Confidence sometimes means becoming more honest with yourself about who you already are and understanding and embracing that that is good enough. Confidence isn't pretending to be somebody else. Confidence is about what happens when you finally stop apologizing for the person that God created you to be. Now, another thing that happens when awareness meets confidence is that you stop staying in relationships and friendships that constantly drain you emotionally. Now, I don't mean that to say that every relationship magically becomes easy, because it doesn't. And I don't mean that to suggest that all of a sudden you stop caring deeply, because you won't and you can't. But what awareness does is help you recognize patterns faster. You begin noticing when relationships constantly require your self-abandonment or quieting your voice. You begin noticing when communication feels emotionally unsafe. You begin noticing when you are the one over-functioning or the one always carrying the emotional weight within the relationship. You begin noticing when your needs are consistently being dismissed, or when you keep trying to earn love by exhausting yourself. And confidence changes the things that you tolerate. And it doesn't change them from a perspective of bitterness or from superiority. Confidence changes what you tolerate from a point of clarity. Because once you truly understand clearly your emotional needs, your boundaries, and your values, it becomes so much harder to keep convincing yourself to remain in spaces that consistently damage your peace. And honestly, one of the most painful parts of growth is realizing this. Some connections in your life only worked when you were disconnected from your true and authentic self. Whew. And hearing that, if that is resonating with you, hurts. But it's true. So sit with it and embrace it. Think about it. Pray about it. The next point I want to make is that you stop needing everybody to understand you. This one right here, this one changed my life. When awareness meets confidence, you stop needing universal understanding and approval before you simply honor yourself. It doesn't mean that connection stops mattering to you. It doesn't mean that relationships stop mattering to you. But it does mean that you stop over-explaining yourself, trying to convince everybody in your life that your needs, your boundaries, your emotions, or your personality are all valid. Because some people just simply won't understand your wiring. And honestly, that's okay. Not everybody is supposed to fully understand you. Your job isn't to become digestible for everybody else. Your job is to be honest with yourself. And once you do that, you stop shape-shifting yourself nearly as much. And the people who are supposed to be in your life, who love you unconditionally and accept who you are, will get that. And you won't have to abandon yourself just to maintain connection. And that, my friend, creates a different kind of peace. One final thing I want you to know and hear, my friend, is this. When awareness meets confidence, you start modeling healthier self-care for the people around you, for your friends, for your children, for your coworkers. Not performative self-care, not the social media kind of self-care, but real self-care. What does that look like? Real self-care looks like rest, boundaries, honesty, emotional regulation, intentional choices, leaving unhealthy environments, saying no without constant guilt, asking for help, and honoring your actual capacity. Because here's the truth. People are always learning from what we normalize. And many women have normalized burnout, emotional suppression, self-neglect, overfunctioning, and trying to carry the entire world on your own shoulders. But what awareness allows you to stop and ask is this: what kind of life am I modeling? Not just for myself, but for the people, young and old, who are watching me. And that is powerful. And honestly, that's where ruthless intentionality starts becoming visible in real life. So I want to leave you with a few questions to sit with this week and take to your journal. Specific ones. So you may want to press pause, get something to write them down, or come back and listen to the episode again so that you can jot them down. You'd be surprised what the power of writing will reveal for you when the thoughts stop swirling inside of your head and have to actually come through your brain and out onto the paper. So here they are. Number 1, in what areas of your life are you still shrinking yourself to maintain comfort, connection, or approval? Number 2, what relationships, environments, or habits consistently drain your emotional energy? And I need you to be ruthlessly honest with that one. Brutally, ruthlessly honest with that one. Number 3, are there places where you keep apologizing for things that are actually part of how God wired you? You'd be surprised how many times we do that. Number 4, what would change if you trusted yourself more deeply and trusted God's creation of yourself more deeply? And number 5, what might become possible for you if awareness finally met confidence in your life? I'd love to hear anything that resonated from those 5 prompts and the light bulb moment that happened as you began writing. You can always send that to me in a private message. You can email me at hello@bouncebackblackwoman.com. I'd love to know what came up. Now, my friend, I want to remind you, confidence is not becoming somebody else. Confidence is becoming more honest about who you already are. And the more honestly you understand yourself, the more intentionally you can build relationships, boundaries, work, habits, and a life that actually aligns with your values, that actually aligns with your peace and your emotional well-being. Awareness changes everything. But when awareness finally meets confidence, that's when your life truly starts to shift. So stop apologizing for your humanity. Stop shrinking your needs. Stop abandoning yourself, trying to fit in spaces that were never designed for you. Because the fullness of who you are deserves room to breathe. If you're looking for a more intentional step that you can take in your own healing and growth journey, I want to invite you to grab the newly updated Guided Bounce Back Roadmap. It'll be linked in the show notes. You can also find it at bouncebackblackwoman.com. It's completely free, and it's designed to help you reflect, reset, and move forward with more intention. And when you subscribe, you'll automatically be entered into the giveaway for one of 2 Bounce Back Black Woman t-shirts and a copy of the upcoming book, Ruthless Intentionality. The guide is completely free and it's my gift to you. You can even share it with a friend who needs it. So until next time, please remember that it is not just you. It's not just me. It's us. Well, that's it for today, my friend. I really hope this episode inspired, encouraged, or just plain comforted you. If so, please share it with a friend who might be struggling in her own healing journey. And if you take a moment to leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts, you'll help other women find encouragement through their heartbreak. Remember that God is holding your hand along this journey, and guess what? I'm holding the other. Life is short, so bounce back, Black woman.